Hello, it's Dr. Trap Moss of Total Family Wellness. I just wanted to get on and share what I experienced when I had coronavirus. The novel coronavirus COVID-19 has been in high circulation here in Florida, and a lot of people are getting it. So when I realized, well, let me back up. On the Monday after Thanksgiving, I woke up with a tickling cough. And like most people, it's like, maybe not, might be my allergies, could be anything. But with a cough and being a family physician, I could not risk my patients or my staff if it was in fact the beginnings of COVID. So I had called my nurse and said, hey, not coming in today. We'll do everything virtual because I've got a cough this morning. I'm so glad I did that because despite the initial normal reaction of having some denial and some, trepidation about how could I possibly have caught COVID. Yeah, by 2 o'clock that day, I had a fever, 102, and was starting to get chills and body aches. And I just knew that this was it. So I found an urgent care so that I could get tested. I opted to also get a rapid test in addition to the send out PCR. The rapid test was actually negative, but given that I had a fever and a cough, I decided to cancel the rest of the week and wait for my results to come back from the state. So I basically spent the rest of that week doing virtual appointments for half the day and sleeping, napping, laying down for the other half, drinking lots of fluids, taking my vitamins, etc. It took about 3.5 days to get my results back. It was positive. So that's when I decided, okay, well, I'm going to do a full 2 weeks of quarantine, isolating myself away from my family and away from my patients and staff. During the isolation, I actually saw patients virtually when my fever broke. I was still having pretty bad body aches, which were scary, but we were able to manage it. I, like I said, took my vitamins and drank fluids, had a lot of outpouring of love and support from family and friends and patients who I, told about what was going on. I'm very, very happy and lucky that I didn't have a severe case. I never had any severe shortness of breath. I never got a severe cough or pneumonia. I was able to quarantine at home and then recover and then come back to work. So if I'd had severe trouble breathing or persistent pain in the chest that wasn't going away, or signs of low oxygen, and I was monitoring my oxygen levels too, that's the time to seek medical attention. And thankfully, I didn't have any of those. So I was able to basically recover at home. So here's what I did. I took my vitamins, my vitamin C, my zinc, my vitamin D, lots of fluids. And I actually made a little concoction that had, with the help of my sister, some lemon and orange wedges, lemongrass, turmeric, ginger, and they all have anti-inflammatory properties and prevent nausea. I was drinking lots of that. That was a lot of the source of my fluids, and chicken soup, thankfully made for me by a very good friend. So I felt very, very blessed that I could have that. The rest of the family were wearing masks, even at home, all the time. And I isolated myself in my bedroom, the master bedrooms. My husband was sleeping apart from me with the kids. The kids weren't coming into the room without a mask. I had my HEPA filters going, and that was the protocol that we had at our house. And thankfully, my husband nor my kids got coronavirus. For me, I took those 2 weeks off, and that was really the worst of the symptoms. It probably took another 10 days after that for a lot of the fatigue and the body aches let up. It was probably about the 3.5 week mark before the leg pain really let up for me. So now I'm back to my usual and trying to rebuild my stamina, having 2 weeks basically in bed will set you back a lot, no matter who you are, even the most healthy, most fit person. If you're in bed for 2 weeks, you're going to have a setback in your stamina. So trying to build that back. And now I feel good. I'm back to taking care of patients, both in person and via telemedicine, and doing okay. So I realized this isn't everybody's story, but I thought, so many people have asked me. So I decided to go ahead and share what my experience was. And again, mine was a very mild case, and I'm hoping that this helps another family out there somewhere. If you have any questions, you can certainly post them below, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any concerns, also post those below. Thank you so much.